Hi everyone, and welcome to Sustain Life Journal Yoga. Today we will be switching it up a little bit and trying out a Vinyasa yoga class rather than the normal Hatha yoga class that I am teaching. So it'll still be 20 minutes of yoga and 5 minutes of meditation, but it'll be a little bit of a quicker pace. So you can go ahead and get started in Balasana pose with your feet together and your knees spread out wide, allowing your hands to be stretched out in front of you and your forehead to be resting gently on your mat. Just like all of the other classes, you are more than welcome to take breaks when your body says that it needs it. That could be drinking some water or coming down into Balasana pose or even a modification of the pose that I'm offering. So we'll begin to walk our hands closer to our body, coming up in a seated position and raising our hands up over our head. On your exhale, you can allow your hands to come to Anjali Mudra. And we'll take a few moments just to tap into this present moment. Tap into what is popping up in our mind. And just gently remind ourselves that we are taking this time to take care of our physical body and our mental body, and that we are more than deserving of self-care time to check in with ourselves, as this practice will not only be beneficial for us, but for others. So we'll raise our hands up over our head, taking a deep inhale. And on your exhale, you can allow your right hand to come to your right side, reaching over with your left fingertips. Taking a deep inhale through your nose. And on your exhale, reaching up over your head, and then bringing this stretch to our opposite side. Our right fingertips reaching over our left side body. And on your next exhale, you can bring your hands back over your head, and then allow them to come down into a gold pose position, really opening up your chest. Taking a deep inhale through your nose, and on your exhale, reaching your hands back over your head. You can then let your hands come in front of you, and we'll tuck our toes underneath our body, moving into this fiery pose. Make sure you tuck your little pinky toes under, and then you can bring your hands onto your knees or wherever it feels comfortable for you. So this pose is intentionally pretty uncomfortable. Your toes might start to burn a little bit. If you feel any tight pinching, then you should get out of the pose, but if it just feels uncomfortable, then you are right where you are supposed to be. Just trusting yourself, keeping your attention on your breath. I promise you can do it. And when you're ready, you can release this pose and maybe tap out the tops of your toes and just reset. Take a deep inhale through your nose as we prepare for Bitilasana and Marjalasana, dropping your belly down towards the earth and raising your chin up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale through your nose, tucking your belly button in, tucking your chin towards your chest. And then releasing your belly button down towards the earth. And we'll flow through a few rounds of this Bitilasana and Marjalasana at your own pace and at your own rhythm. Maybe even taking organic movements when it feels right for you. Begin to slow down your movements as we make our way back to our tabletop position with our hips stacked over our knees and our shoulders stacked over our wrists. You can begin to tuck your toes, lifting your hips, pushing into your hands as you shift back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Allowing our heels to fall towards the earth, they don't have to touch. Maybe taking a few bends in your knees, just warming up our body. Again, pressing into all parts of your hands and allowing your chest to come towards your knees. Slowly begin to tiptoe your feet up towards your hands as we move forward into our Uttanasana pose. The crown of our head is falling towards the earth, and you can have a generous bend in your knees. Maybe grabbing your hands to opposite elbows and swaying side to side. Just warming up. Take a deep inhale through your nose as you lift up into Ardha Uttanasana, bringing your hands to your thighs or shins. On your exhale, forward fold. Take a deep inhale through your nose, raising your hands up over your head. And then on your exhale, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. Take a deep inhale, raising your hands back over your head. And on your exhale, waterfall forward, Uttanasana. Take a deep inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, Tadasana, bringing your hands over your head. And exhale, we'll waterfall forward, bringing the palms of our hand to the mat and stepping back into plank pose. Take one moment here with a straight spine, tucking your belly button in. And on your exhale, you can shift back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Begin to tiptoe your feet to Uttanasana. And then on your next inhale, we'll rise up into Tadasana. On our exhale, allowing our right hand to come to our right side body and reaching over with our left hand. Taking a deep inhale through your nose. And on your exhale, reaching back up over your head. And then reaching over to your left side. Inhale, lift your hands back up over your head. And on your exhale, waterfall forward, planting your hands on the mat, stepping back into plank, holding for a brief moment, not rushing through this uncomfortable pose. And then when you're ready, you can shift your hips back as we move into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a deep inhale through your nose, lifting your right foot up behind you. And then on your exhale, draw your right knee in towards your chest, and then allow it to be placed in between your hands, dropping your left knee. Inhale, raise your hands up over your head, Anjaneyasana. And hold, just focusing on your inhales and exhales, not allowing your right knee to go too far over your ankle. Drawing your thighs towards each other to create stability. And then on your exhale, allowing your hands to come to the mat, making your way into plank pose. And then shifting back into your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a deep inhale through your nose, lifting your left leg. Draw your knee towards your chest as we move into Anjaneyasana on our left side. Pressing firmly into our feet and knee and reaching up through our fingertip. On your next exhale, release your hands down to the mat, coming into your plank pose, again drawing your belly button in to protect your back. Shifting forward a couple inches, tucking your elbows towards your body and lowering your body completely onto the mat. You can bring your hands underneath your shoulders and gently lift your chest up away from the earth. Begin to press more into your hands, coming up onto your knees, and then making your way into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Begin to lift your right leg up behind you, and then bend your knee, drawing your knee towards your chest, and allow it to come in between your hands. Lifting up through your fingertips and bending into your right knee. Begin to bring your hands to heart center, shifting over your right knee, and then begin to twist to your right side, bringing your left elbow to your right knee. Don't forget to keep breathing in this pose. Begin to lift your hands back over your head, and then open up into Virabhadrasana 2. Allowing your left foot to come down onto the mat and reaching through your fingertips. Drop your left hand down onto your thigh, reaching up over your hand with your right hand, and then spiral your hands down onto the earth, coming into your plank pose, drawing your elbows in towards your body and lowering down halfway. Scoop your chest up, coming into your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and then flip your toes and shift back into your down dog. Take a deep inhale through your nose, and on your exhale, you can lift your left foot up behind you, and then draw your knee in towards your chest, allowing your foot to come in between your hands, and then lifting up into Anjaneyasana pose. Make sure your left knee is directly over your left ankle, and then you can allow your hands to come to heart center. Shift your torso forward, and then we'll twist over our left knee, hooking our right elbow onto our left knee. And remember to keep breathing in this twist. On your next exhale, you can release your hands back up over your head, and then opening up into Virabhadrasana 2. Reaching your hands in opposite directions, and then flipping your left palm and reaching back behind you. Spiral your hands to the mat, framing your left foot, and then lowering and making your way into your upward facing dog, and then flipping your toes and shifting back into your downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath here and slowly tiptoeing your feet towards your hands. Take an inhale, halfway lift with a straight spine, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, lifting your hands up over your head, and then on your exhale, you can sink your hips back, coming into Utkatasana. We want our knees to not be going too far over our toes. We want to be sitting down like we're sitting in a chair. You can begin to lift your heels up off the mat, maybe flying your hands back behind you. And then slowly lowering your hips down onto the mat, even using your hands. Coming into a seated position, and then slowly lowering yourself down onto your back. We'll start to slow down a little bit as we prepare for our Shavasana pose. Draw your right knee in towards your chest, not pulling too hard, but enough to feel a stretch. And then begin to allow your right knee to come over your body towards your left side and extend your arms out beside you. Gently begin to bring your right knee back towards your chest, giving it one last squeeze, and then allowing your right foot to meet your left foot. Begin to draw your left knee in towards your chest, continuing to focus on your inhales and exhales, and then slowly allow your left knee to come over to your right side, extending your arms out open, maybe changing the direction of your chin, different from the other side as you stretch out your neck. And then we'll slowly begin to bring our knee back up, drawing both of our knees in, giving ourselves a really big hug, and just thanking ourselves for showing up today, taking good care of our body and our mind. As cheesy as it sounds, it's definitely what you have done today, which is awesome. When you're ready, you can allow your feet to come down onto the mat as we move into our Setu Bandha. So allowing your belly button to come down towards your spine, and then pressing into your heels and lifting your hips up towards the sky. You can gently press into the palms of your hands. And again, just focusing on your inhales and exhales. When you're ready, you can allow your hips to come back down onto the earth. If you'd like to rest here, you're more than welcome, or we can move into one more Setu Bandha. Begin to lower your hips down onto the mat, and then you can bring your heels together and your knees out wide, bringing one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart as we rest in Baddha Konasana. Again, just taking a few moments to check in with how we're feeling right here in this present moment. And you're more than welcome to stay in your Baddha Konasana pose, or you can extend your feet out to the end of your mat, extending your arms out by your sides, letting your toes flop open, or really choosing whatever pose works best for you as you rest in your Shavasana. Our Shavasana pose will seamlessly melt into our meditation for today. Again, you're more than welcome to stay in a traditional Shavasana pose, laying on your back, or you can come up into a seated position. In your meditation, all you have to do is pay attention to the present moment. So whatever pops up, whatever thoughts, either positive or negative, just not grasping onto them and just noticing them. I encourage you to challenge yourself and try to make it through the whole meditation. Meditation can definitely be tricky, but it is possible, and the more you practice it, the easier that it will get. And I'll let you know when the meditation is complete. Begin to deepen your inhales and exhales as you reawaken your body to re-enter your day. You can take a few gentle movements of your fingers and toes, maybe some neck rolls, encouraging both our body and our mind to wake up and hopefully continue on our day in a more peaceful and aware state. I really appreciate you taking the time to take care of yourself, and specifically for choosing Sustain Life Journal Yoga to do so. If you would like to learn more about yoga lifestyle tips and sustainable living, you can join the newsletter at sustainlifejournal.com. And if you'd like more yoga classes, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you next time.